The past couple of weeks have seen the biggest unrest in South Africa since the end of apartheid in 1994. At least 200 people have been killed, more than 3,000 arrested. I've seen conflicts, sadly I've seen quite a lot of suffering as Africa correspondent, but I've never seen such consistent devastation. I've covered a fair few political protests on the continent, and naturally that people will target government buildings or military sites. Here the sites were Pick n Pay and Macro and Game, which are all well-known supermarkets. When I was in Durban, I managed to talk my way behind the security fencing to see the damage done to this huge supermarket warehouse, and it was like a mortar shell had hit it or something. The middle had entirely collapsed. There was smoke rising out of it, and you could smell burning plastic, and it had this kind of chemically char taste in the air. This really brought home just the scale of what one minister's called economic sabotage. In many cases, it was like so many crimes of opportunity. People looted because they could. Some I spoke to in Johannesburg said that it was a result of being hungry, not having a job, being poor. It's impossible to understand, I think, some of this rioting without appreciating the extent of inequality. Almost half of Black South Africans either cannot find work or have stopped looking entirely. And it's this utter lack of jobs that drives much of this inequality. And the pandemic really has hit this country hard. The warning signs were there if people had chosen to see them. The forces that incited the violence weren't trying to take over the country. They were trying to render it ungovernable and make President Ramaphosa more unpopular, and hopefully get Mr. Zuma released from prison. I remember once interviewing Cyril Ramaphosa and him saying, it's difficult being president of South Africa. And, it's easy to say, well, it's also difficult living in a shack in a township. But it was a candid moment from a politician who isn't always the most candid. And I think I have some sympathy for him. At the same time, I don't think there's any doubt that the ANC government has massively failed to deliver on its promise to give a better life for all, and to give, in particular, a better life for the non-white population. So the party was on some kind of decline anyway. The events of the past couple of weeks will probably accelerate that. To read more about the civil unrest in South Africa and its aftermath, please click the link, and thank you for watching.